Hi, I'm Grant Stevens.
And I'm Chris Bernier.
And we're the two investment guys. This week, Chris and I want to talk a little bit about the markets. First, we'll kick it off with a look at the global indice returns. We've got the TSX is up about 8% so far this year, in contrast to the S&P 500 in the States, up about 23%. Over in London, Chris, we were up 14% there. France is up 17%. Germany's up 18%. We look to the Asian markets. It's really mixed there. Hong Kong is flat on the year. However, Tokyo is up about 37% there. That's its own story, really. But Canada's lagging its peers a bit here, although it's improving. And you can, in the last few weeks anyway, you can look at the primary culprit might be the bank stocks. But people would say, in light of all the macro noise that's out there, how can this possibly be that the markets are doing so well? Chris, you and I have talked about this a lot in the past. It's really all about the earnings.
Yeah, absolutely. The macro data certainly is overshadowed. It has been slowly improving, and there's been some problems, but it really is about earnings. So we're about halfway through the S&P 500 reporting season for the third quarter. 70% of companies have reported higher earnings per share, and about 69% so far have beat analyst estimates. So a pretty good report so far. The third quarter is up about 2% sequentially and about 12% year over year. And the most important thing that we've seen, which has been absent from previous reporting periods, is top-line revenue growth, now at about 4% year over year.
Yeah, and that's an interesting point, Chris, because for a lot of the case that was made in the market is that the net profit growth story came at the expense of just grinding out the expenses in the business.
Yeah.
And for the most part, that was a good learning lesson for a lot of companies to improve profitability. But we're well past that now, and as the numbers show us that we're actually increasing on the top line. And when we head into 2014, well, the crystal ball story is hazy at best, but it sure looks like this type of earnings momentum can continue into 2014. Now, there's going to be some bumps along the road probably.
Yeah, one of the things we need to remember when we look at the U.S., about half of the S&P 500 revenues come from overseas. So it's not just a U.S. story. It is really about what's happening around the globe. I want to thank you again for your questions and comments. Please keep them coming. You can contact Grant and I at twoinvestmentguys.com.
Join us next time. Chris and I are going to continue our discussion around the earnings. We'll give you a wrap on that. So until then, I'm Grant.
And I'm Chris.
And we're the two investment guys.